Good good morning. Am I on? Are you on? I guess I'm on. I can certainly see myself. I can certainly hear my. Oh wait, spaces. Nobody can hear me. In space, nobody can hear you ramble. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the program. It is indeed Sunday. I am back live. I was not live last week. Last week I was in Vegas. There was double and nothing madness the whole week. I was doing the best I could. My face has recovered. My face wasn't doing so hot. There was air conditioned cigarette smoke. It was so bad for me. And then I went to San Diego, which I love. That's like my new favorite place. I wish we were in San Diego for the whole weekend. Fucking Las Vegas, pictures of Terry Fader everywhere. San Diego, I got so excited. I had one beer Tuesday night. I sat by the water by myself. It was amazing. I had one beer, and then my face in the morning totally broke out. It's so much better now. It's recovering. I have red here for some reason. It was all red on my cheeks. I went into overdrive with the aloe vera, and I'm better now. So good morning, everyone. And if you have not already, do watch the latest AEW with Taya Valkyrie. We uncover a lot of information that people didn't know about her at all. Her ballerina past, her Canadian past, the weird Mexican shit she gets up to, her fitness competitor past, and I think I insulted as many people as possible, including ballerinas, Vikings, Mark Maron, and Lance Storm, and maybe Johnny Elite. I'm not sure. We'll have to see what the feedback is on that. They're on LA time. I don't think they're up yet. So let's go watch it, comment, like it, share it, all that shit, because it helps her and then indirectly helps me. Let's talk to people. Let's say hello to everyone. Pam said, happy Sunday, everyone. I'm the first one in the chat. We'll be shopping this morning, so I'll be listening in. So she's browsing. Maybe she's at Century 21 or something, or the Bay. Love the latest AEW. Thank you, Pam. Amanda said, good morning, sir. Hello, friends. Kevin said, good Sunday, RJ. And then he put ... Like there's more bad stuff that's coming. Mike said, good morning. Mia said, good morning. Mia said, first of all, did you get to have your drink named after you? There was a bar called Mezcla in Vegas that named a drink after me. I did not go because I was so busy. And then the one day I had off was Memorial Day and they were closed. So the shame of all shames, I schlepped all the way over there and didn't even get to have my own drink. Christine said, good morning, RJ and Chad. Happy to be here representing other non-gaunt Canadians. I also insulted Canadians on the episode. Go watch it. Christine said, the way I cackled, I dinged on my hydro bill. And I'm not going to explain that. You have to go watch. Jay said, good morning. MSRT said, good morning. Typo said, good morning. Queens is here. Said, hello, everyone. Don't forget to leave a like. Like this video, like, hey, just like as much as you can. Poe Girl said, good morning, RJ and all. Jess said, good morning. Leo said, good morning. Nail said, hello, loves. Pineapple said, good morning, everyone. David Arquette said, hello, friends. David, I have a question for you. First of all, I'm one episode away from the end of Mrs. Davis, and I can't believe I'm recommending a David Arquette project, but it's on Peacock. Go watch it. It's insane. It was worth my time, which is something I never thought I'd say. It's crazy. The show is fucking insane. So there's a guy on the show. There's two guys on the show that I went to high school with. David, you met one of them. I don't know if you met the second one because you're not in any scenes with him. But David, he was telling me he once auditioned for a show that maybe you produced or starred in or something. And maybe it was just a pilot. It was something to do with a food truck. He couldn't remember because it was a while ago, but it's something to do with a food truck. Do you have any remembrance of a food truck show? Please let me know, David. Please, I'm excited to hear what this is. Poe Girl said, have you gotten over being propositioned yet? Yes, I forgot about being solicited by a classic Vegas sex worker, and now you've reminded me, so I feel weird about it. V said, I hope you're doing well. Everyone's saying hi to David. Joe said, morning, everyone. Did you make it to the Neon Sign Museum? I only went to a Megamart with Giancarlo, one of the filmmakers behind Hay. And he took a bunch of pictures of me and then didn't send them to me, which was really weird. Leo said, are you allergic to beer? Yeah, kind of. I think it's alcohol. I don't think it's beer in a sense. I think it's just straight alcohol. But I had literally one beer and then my whole face here and here was just like, pfft. Emmanuel said, besides Taya, who is the best dressed in AEW? And I just finished the episode. I was going, they want to put a best of together. So I was going through all the old episodes and trying to put clips together. Who is the best dressed? Christopher Daniels was really nicely dressed, had a nice lavender shirt on, and took it oddly serious. I would say him. Excalibur always has that suit on, but it's more of a casual, I wear it with sneakers kind of suit. So whatever. EJO said, good day from Australia. What's your favorite Australian anything? I would say the wonderful James Elmer, the Australian singer, dancer, streamer, actor, comedian. He's wonderful, and I'm a fan of him. So go look him up. Midnight Cowboy said, are you looking forward to Colorado Springs? I am. Everyone said it's nice. Apparently, the fire marshal said there's just no rules there, so I'm excited. Nail said, I think you insulted Presley the most. I'm not going to delve into what happened in the episode, but rest in peace, Presley. Zoel said, I'm invested in this groundwork that this AEW set up for ballet versus wrestling. We got very, very deep in there. And again, go watch it. Rod said, never heard of Johnny Elite. Did you mean Johnny Bidet? I must have. And he's a high-pressured kind of guy. Cesar said, RJ, you're killing the interview game. Is the Tonight Show in your future? Hopefully not. That looks like it's some sort of hell. Leo said, was there an encounter with a fan who was so smelly that it stands above the rest? No, but collectively, sometimes there's a smell. It's that group smell, the same reason that waiting rooms and buses smell. You understand what I'm saying? It's their forces combined. It's sort of a megazord. Wustine said, hello, RJ. It's time to zoom, zoom, zoom a loom. I did a reaction to the intros from Zoom Part 1. Next week, I will do Part 2, which covers the 90s reboot of Zoom. Nails, a lovely tribute, said, for La Huela Loca, can we have Livin' La Vida Loca, but RJ's lifestyle version? Yeah, let's do a dramatic reading of La Vida Loca. Lyrics. There we go. This is a good one. Hey, she's into superstitions and black cats and voodoo dolls. I feel a premonition. This girl's going to make me fall. She's into new sensations, new kicks in the candlelight. She's got a new addiction for every day and every night. She'll make you take your clothes off and go dancing in the rain. She'll make you live her crazy life. But she'll take away your pain. Like a bullet to your brain. Come on. Upside, inside out. She's living La Vida Loca. She'll push and pull you down. Living La Vida Loca. Her lips are devil red, and her skin's a color mocha. She will wear you out. She's living La Vida Loca. Woke up in New York City in a funky, cheap hotel. She must have took my heart, and she took my money. She must have slipped me a sleeping pill. She never drinks the water and makes you order French champagne. This girl is dehydrated. Once you've had a taste of her, you'll never be the same. She'll make you go and say it upside, inside out. She's living La Vida Loca. All right, I think we got the gist. He only has 2 verses. What a fucking scam, Ricky. Really got away with murder on that one, lazy prick. Okay, David has information about the show. Oh, I'm not there yet. Let me get there yet. I'm moving through. Leo said, do you think the Elvis from Darby Allin videos was the one who knows no Elvis songs? I think he's going to get a graphic before me. GRB said, hello, RJ's greetings from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Keep up the good work. I'm trying. Pineapple said, how are you celebrating Pride Month? Any parades or celebrations you plan attending? I don't hate them conceptually. Morally, I don't hate them. Those pride parades are just like standing in the sun forever and ever, and people screaming in your face. It's just like not where I want to be. I don't think I'll necessarily be celebrating it unless there's a reason to, like, if there's a thing to go to that I should be going to. I try to just, I don't know. Should I be doing something? Is there something else I should be doing? Let me know. Rod said, I had a dream last night that we all met up at an indie show. Good news, RJ, you didn't have to wrestle. You hosted. Sounds Typical. Joe said they are his pictures now. What are we? Oh yeah, okay. John Carlo. CBD said the Kingdom looked really nice. They did. Jericho dressed up for his hey. Thank you. Ricky Starks is very chic. I think he could have dressed better for his episode. David said, yeah, it was a pilot presentation called Trucked Up. David said, and by the title, you can see it was low-hanging fruit improv based on a food truck show. So you said to yourselves, we'll get some guys in a food truck. It will be our set. Way cheaper. Costs like the eighth of a normal set. 1/32 of what a normal set costs. And they'll cook stuff and they'll be funny. And I don't know what happened to it. It's a shame. Let's reboot Trucked Up. Because it's like fucked up, you know. The Work on Twitter says, greetings from the land down under. Dr. Nathan Jones. Oh my God, I thought it was Nathan Jones. Nathan Jones said, I make my coffee nude. Well, God bless. And at least you have something to dip in it. Speaking of Nathan Jones, I got at the Upper Deck signing. Chris Jericho was there. Matt Hardy was there. I tried to grill them, and I always do, about every like obscure name from wrestling in like 2003. I love that stuff so much. I wanted Nathan Jones stories. I wanted Hade Vanson stories. And I wanted Mordecai stories. And I got most of it was who the hell was that? Joel said, has a 60-second scene request. Taya trying to come up with new last names for Johnny, but he keeps jumping around and off things for attention. Gee, you really just wrote the whole script there, Joel. All right, this is Taya Valkyrie trying to come up with names for Johnny. Johnny Husband. What about Johnny? What about Johnny? What about Johnny? It's sort of like a meta thing. Johnny. Can you? Would you? 1 second, please. Johnny. No, it would be just Johnny. Not those John. The Johnnies I said don't count as the Johnnies. I stopped saying John. The first Johnny was your first name, and the second Johnny would be your last name. It'd be Johnny. Jump, Johnny, jump. Johnny, jump. Johnny Pump. What about that? It's old like New York playing in the street playing stickball. Johnny Pump. Pumping up and down. Jump, Johnny, jump. Jumping, Johnny, jump. Jump. John who likes to jump. This is sort of a more serious thing. Jumping, finding a John Morris Jonathan. Think about that. Johnny, have you seen Presley? And seen. I hope that's everything you wanted because you asked for it. David said, there's a certain, I put a T at the end. There's a certain mildew smell I've experienced in the wrestling world that is unique to smells I have only experienced in the old world of Jerusalem. And that's why they call wrestling the world's oldest sport. It truly is the sport of kings, isn't it? Musty, musty kings. Leo said, wasn't there a fan that used to watch porn on a portable DVD player during matches? Yes, there was. So he had this portable DVD player, which was like a novelty in 2001. And he had a binder full of DVDs. Some were wrestling. Granted, I don't want to totally perv the guy. But some were also definitely porn. You want all the pleasures of life, you know? Never wax off. You ever see these, like, sometimes these people are watching porn, you see them watching, and then it's like, I don't know, if you're going to bother to watch the porn, you would think you would just start masturbating. Why else are you watching it? Why are you making use of your time, like your non-sexual time, watching porn? It's a little fucked up. Mia said, since I got woken up by a dog car alarm, I cooked breakfast. If you go out for breakfast, what do you order? I like an egg white omelet. Why did I sound like Sidney Poitier? I like an egg white omelet. Sidney Poitier sounds like JFK if JFK didn't have that Boston accent. You know? It's the same. I like an egg white omelet. I like an egg white omelet. Is this making sense to anybody at all? This is also similar to my Daddy Magic Sebastian Maniscalco theory. Egg white omelet and fruit. Keep it simple. I used to go to, when I was doing more indie shows, I would go to the OHOP. Not the IHOP, the original House of Pancakes. It was like, they were sourdough pancakes. They were my favorite. Yurka said hockey has a smell too. That's correct. David said, what about an Elvis band called Elvie? This guy is just cranking out the ideas. He's a one-man think tank. Elvie, but a band of Elvis. I'm sure that's been done before. Mia said, I like being in my AC. I live in Florida. I went to Disney last week and it was hot. And then people go in and then it's really, really cold. There's never any medium. V say, you could take in a drag show or other pride event that's not a giant hot outdoor crowd. I feel like that's something I do anyway. Been to multiple drag shows. I know a wonderful drag queens, Ariel Italic, Lady Barica, Tynomi Banks. I'm just naming ones off the top of my head. And I feel like going because it's prime. It's like, I don't know. I want to go, period. I like to support them all the time. Are we not? Whatever. So, and then, like, I don't know. I don't need to make a shirt. I do like the wrestling is gay. Like the FE website, I get it all. But that stuff, I'll get it in February. It's just weird. It's stuff I'm already doing. Nail said, is Pride in June in Canada? Yes. And the Pride Parade in Toronto is gigantic. And I was there once, and it's huge. Giselle Shaw's documentary, she was in a Pride Parade, but it wasn't June. No, it might have been, or unless it was something else. Rose said it's June in Toronto. Yes, it is. It's very, very large. I like to I'm not a parade person. Leo said, were you a fan of Nathan Jones running in at WrestleMania 19 in his sweatpants? Yes, I was. Let's do just a run-in the longest aisle in the world. Christine said, I'm doing the Pride Run that weekend. Same weekend as Collision/Forbidden Door. I will be dead. Maybe I'll do something nice on Forbidden Door. We did the pre-show, Renee and I. It was a lot was going on at the same time. I think we'll be back for Forbidden Door. So I'm in Colorado Springs. The week after is Washington. Then after that, it's like Chicago, and then Toronto, and then Hamilton. Oh my God, it's all going so quickly. I do have an outfit picked out for Forbidden Door. I got a lot of nice compliments on my hip blue suit for Double or Nothing. I look like a real adult. I think Arn liked it. Leo said Nathan Jones had a hard didgeridoo entrance music. After this, I'm going to go look up the Nathan Jones Titantron. Cesar said, RJ, is an in-ring return in the works? No. Next question. Do you buy coffee when you're on the road or make your own? A big fan. Well, often I will buy it because sometimes when traveling to Vegas, I was there for like 7 days and I went to that much coffee with me. I have other shit to do too, So it's frustrating. I write it off. Dickwad said, hi, Arch. I hope you have a great Danhausen free week coming up. Thank you for signing my on-air sign at FanFest. I met Dickwad. I didn't know it was Dickwad, but thank you, Dickwad, for even bringing the on-air sign to FanFest. Everyone at FanFest, I experienced something like I thought it was going to be. I didn't think anyone was going to be into what we were doing. And Ryan Nemeth thought the same thing. He said, nobody's going to be sitting down. And no one's going to enjoy this. It's going to be a disaster. And then he went up and he was great. And then that made me more nervous. And then instead of, it was supposed to be him, a 15-minute break, and then me. He did not know this. So he called me up early. So I ran to the stage. I'm freaking out because now I'm like, oh, we have an extra 15 minutes to kill. And then, it was great. It was way better than I thought it was going to be. And then I brought Daddy Magic, Cool Hand Angel, and Jake Hager out, who seemed to have the best time out of any of us. And we went for an hour. It was quite a scene. I think they filmed it, but I don't think they released it. I think they just filmed it for legal purposes. Caitlin said, my son's name is Mordecai, so I was shocked hearing you say the name. Well, look up the wrestler. That'll blow your mind, too. Blue Meanie is here. He said, good morning, all. Blue Meanie, do you have any remembrances of Mordecai? Were you around at that time? It was like the Mexicools era. I'm just remembering that weird SmackDown time. V said, Nails, Pride is June in Canada, too, as far as Pride Month. But Hamilton's big events got moved to August. So basically, us queers get the whole summer now. I'm just like, just do whatever you would do in June, just do all the time. I think that's the best. David said, in his defense, the line between porn and wrestling is hair thin. Sometimes I feel like wrestling is more sexual because we don't address the sexuality that's inherent in it. So such tension. SM said, "What did you have for your cheat day last week in Vegas?" It was on a Sunday, and I barely had anything because it was double or nothing. I had not that much. I ate clean because I didn't want to eat a bunch of shit and then have to do the show. Luckily, the show's early because we were on Pacific time. And we did the show. I don't think this is too bold of me to say. Renee and I were like, we're done. We're like, you're done. You're done. And then we grabbed a bunch of dessert. Like there was a couple desserts at catering, and we grabbed like every one. And then we cheesecake it up like the Golden Girls. You know, a bite of this, a bite of that, a bite of that. But then there's not enough for me to have like a cheat out of, especially with the suit on and people being around. And then by the time I got out of there, it's so late that I had Swedish fish, I had an almond joy, and I had a payday, and I had a Gatorade electrolyte, like it was like a Pedialyte Gatorade for my own enjoyment. So I didn't have much. I kind of blew that one. So I have pizza coming at 12, and I have ice cream coming at 5 today. David said, I mean, if you've ever seen Greg Valentine warm up, you know what I'm talking about. And the frustrating thing is, David, that behind Greg Valentine looks like Suzanne Summers. So you see him from behind, and you're like, let's fucking go, baby. And then it's like, whoa. And then remember when we saw him climb up the stairs like a bear? David also wrote, Elvi, like flight. David, I'm going to just tell you, get off the Elvis ideas. They're not really working for you. Didn't you do Bubba Hotep? You did 3,000 miles to Graceland. Haven't you had enough Elvis? Oh, Lord. I've lost my place. Here we go. We're back. Oh, no, we're not back yet. Amanda said, I really want to see your Meow Wolf pics. Who do I need to harass? His name is John Carlo. You can find him on Twitter. Leo said, have you seen Greg Valentine's Whacker? It's called The Hammer for a reason. No, I think he tucked it that day. B13 said, all-girl Blondie cover band named the Harry Debbies. I've known a few. Oh, holy shit. Trisha Dora is here and waved and is proud of being here. That's so sweet of her. I saw Trisha in Vegas twice, right? And see, I saw you in Vegas. She's just still waving her hand. Or maybe she's just saying stop. Maybe she's saying hold up. I had multiple awkward conversations with her, which were my fault. You know, I think she thought, oh, he'll just talk like he does when he does the coffee stuff. And then it's the interacting that threw me off. It's the matching of the energies that threw me off. You know, it's a lot. It was a lot for me. It was a very busy day, especially Sunday. I was in a suit. Trisha suit me, which is weird, you know, because I'm aware that I'm wearing the suit. And she's like, oh, so what's this guy trying to impress me? Is he looking for a job in HR? Who is this person? Suit me is not, when I'm doing suit stuff, I should only speak to camera, speak to the producer, and then otherwise just not talk to anyone. Who else was it? Mark Blutman was backstage, the producer from Boy Meets World. I hooked him up with Cool Hand Ange, and they talked about Montreal a lot. And then we talked about my favorite comedian, one of them, not my favorite, but he's dead now. Taylor Negron. If you're not familiar with him, look him up. I watched him when I was a kid. There was an Olsen Twins show called So Little Time, which Mark was the showrunner of. And the Olsen Twins had a beach house. That was the premise of the entire show. And they had a butler. And it was Taylor Negron played the butler. And his face, me and my brother loved him when we were kids because he looked like he was so fucking over this show and working with the Olsen Twins. He was so above it, but needed the money. And it made me so happy. David said yes to the band name Harry Debbies. I think that's perverse. Christine said, I think I'm going to paint myself up some shoes for Forbidden Door because I'm a dork. Well, do what you need to do, Christine. David said, thanks, Christine. That was a long walk for a short drink. Leo said, would you agree that the more a podcast studio looks like some kind of lounge or sports bar, the shittier it is? Yes. If you get that wooden table with those reclining leather chairs, it's going to be the worst fucking podcast you've ever heard in your life because they think they're intellectuals, to regular Algonquin roundtable. David's been on a few of them. Leo said, I just read that fucking thing. Never mind. David said, I didn't see Greg Valentine's penis, but RJ saved me from Greg Valentine killing me. True story. This is true. We were in a 6-man tag. It was me, David, and a guy called The System against the all-star trios tag team of Greg Valentine, the Honky Tonk Man, and Colt Cabana. And Greg Valentine was feeling frisky that day. Whew, he was ready to shoot. I guess that's why he takes these indie bookings. He just wants to get in like legalized senior citizen fights. And he was gunning for David. And Colt and I made sure that at no time were David and Greg in the ring together. I saved, and he beat the shit out of the System guy in that old school, I'm going to grind my forearm in your face kind of way. Maybe it would have been good for you. Rob said, I need you to move heaven and earth to get Zack Sabre Jr. on Hay next time he's in the country. That shouldn't be that hard. I don't think he's that inaccessible. People have been calling for him. People have been calling for Jay White, which I think is possible because I had such a great time with Juice. And they're looking for maybe there's a new Bullet Club member, Who knows? I could be the relaxed one. People calling for CM Punk, who did previously agree, by the way, to be on the show. And when I see him again, I'm probably going to hold him to it. Who else? Oh, my God. Sky Blue is a very bizarre person. We have Lest We Forget. We have Mox looming over our heads because I have to complete the Bullet Club set. And then the Forbidden Door. Who knows? Has anyone told Okada that this show exists? I don't know. Rod said, if you had a Freaky Friday situation with another wrestler, who would you hope it would be with? I would like to switch places with Dalton Castle because he just seems like me if I was happy. I just want to be happy. I just want to enjoy the things that I'm doing. Is that so wrong? Blue Meanie said, Mrs. Meanie and I enjoyed Mrs. Davis on Peacock. Mrs. Davis is a wonderful show. David, I never thought I'd say this. It's wonderful in the show. And the show is insane regardless. Leo mentioned Luther Reigns. God bless you. Lewis said, hey, good morning. When do you take video game suggestions? I just suggest it. Why do you got to ask for permission? Not the Wizard of Oz. Just suggest a game. And if I like it, I will play it. But in the meantime, I'm getting through Trombone Champ right now. And it's quite a game. Steven said Mordecai was Kevin Thorne. Yeah, okay. Molly said, wasn't Mordecai on Dynamite a few months back? Yes, he was. Robbie said, do you think Matt Taven is experiencing a career resurgence since the Kingdom's AEW episode? Go read the comments on the Kingdom's AEW episode. And it's basically everyone saying, I wanted to hate the Kingdom and now I don't. So I think I did a lot of career rehab for Matt Taven. Much the same way Buster Keaton did for Fatty Arbuckle. And I don't want to say that Matt Taven was maligned like Fatty Arbuckle. I'm not making that comparison at all. I'm just saying this, like, Trish Adora is now Googling Fatty Arbuckle. What am I getting for Father's? Oh, Lord, I've lost my place. David's talking about somebody's there we go. I'm back now. Leo said, does an adult drinking Prime give off suspicious character vibes? Let me tell you something. I've only seen wrestlers drinking it, so yes. Zoel said, David, are you going to host an Elvis painting class now? Christine said, she's not even talking to me. Fuck that shit. David, with the quote of the year, Prime is god-awful. There you go. Who would have thought a water by a guy who doesn't look like he often drinks water would be bad? Never would have seen that coming. Starry said, I would love to see David do an Elvis painting. Everyone wants David to do an Elvis velvet painting. Velvis. There's your fucking name, David. Velvis. David said, the Mouth of the South. Jimmy Hart was there too. How could I forget? David, baby, it's so great to see you. And Sonny Ono was there. What nightmare was this? Leo said, Jay White looks like if I had a harder life. And Jay White looks like if I did stuff. You know what I'm saying? Similarly, I think I look like if if Nick Cave ate better, you know? Don't I give off that vibe? Cesar said, RJ, have you seen a show called Keeping Up Appearances? Seen it. I have it on DVD. Don't waste my fucking time. Leo said, you seem like the kind of person that Punk will really like. Only time will tell. B13 said, wait, how has Colt Cabana not done Hey W yet? Because I have not. See, you know what? I fucked myself. I wrote Colts really, really early, like before I even got to AEW. Because I'm like, this guy's Colt is fantastic. I love working with him. And then he was such a shoe-in for me that I thought, let me chase the people who I think are going to say no first. And then they all said yes. And so he always got like kind of pushed to the end. Like I kind of fucked myself in that regard. And then I haven't seen him in a while. I will say this. Thank you for reminding me about Colt. There's a woman named Elle messaged me saying, hey, I bought the shirt, the Hey W shirt that Colt sewed a pocket on for Whatnot. He did the Pro Wrestling Tees Whatnot stream. He makes these pocket shirts. They're adorable. They're lovely. There's a Hey W one. She's like, I hope you get, some sort of kickback. I said, not only do I don't get a kickback, I didn't even know he was doing this. And then she sent me the clip from the Whatnot stream where he says, I know about this and I approve of it. He has not spoken to me in weeks. I knew nothing about it. But this is the crazy thing. This is when now starting a stream war because he mentioned me on that stream and I'm going to mention him on this one. The crazy thing is, this isn't even something like I'm friends with him and I'm so okay with it that it isn't even something he would have to ask me about. I mean, if he did, I would obviously say yes. But he didn't need to. So why would he say that I'm okay with it? I don't really think I'm going to be upset about it. He did not think I was watching. And now I think he's not going to be watching this. But somebody's going to fuck around and send this to him. And it's going to start a whole thing. And we're not going to text or anything. We're just going to shit on each other via separate streams. By the way, I want to say I did kind of, I don't want to say call out Lance Storm in today's AEW, but the story about him making fun of me online 15 years ago is true. And I've held on to that for a very long time until now. You would have to do some deep, deep research, but it is true. David said, thanks, RJ. See, I compliment David when he does good work once every 13 fucking years or whatever. Queen of the Ring is here. Said, good morning. Did we get to the bottom of the Yoo-Hoo mystery? So in the San Diego hotel, they had a little general store in the lobby, and they were selling Yoo-Hoo bars. A Yoo-Hoo to me. In New York, my grandmother would always get me the Yoo-Hoos. They were like these little juice boxes, but they were chocolate milk. That's all she... Yoo-Hoo. I went through when I was a chubbier child, I went through a hard chocolate milk phase. I don't want to get into it right now. This is probably a video for another day, but it was Yoo-Hoos all the time. And I've never seen these Yoo-Hoo bars before. And I didn't buy one because I didn't want to travel with it. Because I thought I'd break it and it would melt the whole thing. But I am going to order them. I'm going to find them online. So, no, I guess I didn't get to the bottom of that mystery. Nail said, my friend asked me if the Kingdom were actually a throuple for real after they were on AEW. I mean, I could see how they would be. Rod said, do not go too deep on that Fatty Arbuckle Google. Let me state this for the record about Fatty Arbuckle. This is a good person to go on the record about. My research, and I've done too much research on Fatty Arbuckle, suggests that he was innocent on all counts on everything he was tried for. The more I look into it, that's what seems to be turning up. I'm not even saying that he is. I'm not even taking a side on the Fatty Arbuckle scandal because it was a horrible ordeal regardless. But that's what keeps turning up for me. And I've spoken to some people in the know about Fatty Arbuckle. Allison Martino, David. That's what I'm talking about. Mike said, do you know if you're doing Collision yet? Do I even do Dynamite? I just kind of show up. I mean, I'll be there. Nils, I just fucking read that. Snap Grapple Pop said Trombone Champs O Canada should be RJ's entrance theme when he wrestles for AEW. Yeah, I agree, because it will never happen. Blue Meanie said if somebody hasn't played Trombone Champ in a while, they become rusty at tromboning. It's nice to have that subtle, smart humor from the Blue Meanie in my chat. I really appreciate it. Christine has gifted 5 memberships to Queen of the Ring, Jess, Leo, Blue Meanie got a membership, and Snap Crackle Pop. Christine, so sweet of you. Thank you. Neil said, I get irked at all the guest suggestions when I still haven't had my Prince Nana yet. I'm working on Nana. Once we hang up here, I'm going to go write more Nana. I saw him. He's so nice to me. He's so sweet. And it's entirely my fault. Let me press my coffee. Leo said I will look like Tommy Wiseau when I'm older. And Leo, I want you to go fuck yourself. I'm going to look like Gina Gershon when I'm older. And I think I look like her now. Everyone's happy with Christine's gifts. Let me go. Oh, Strawberry Yoo-Hoo. Of course, Blue Meanie. How could I forget Strawberry Yoo-Hoo? Leo said, how did the Elmo Rock Bottom come around? Who was in the costume? So there is a painting that I was alerted to on Instagram based on a meme. If you've ever seen, there's a meme of Elmo giving someone a rock bottom in the middle of a wrestling ring. The caption is usually tickle this motherfucker. The person he's giving the rock bottom to is me. That's my back. If you know my back, you can easily identify that it's me. The one time I don't fucking turn around becomes a big meme. We were wrestling at an anime convention, and one of the wrestlers or bookers or whatever, his shoot job was to be different mascots at birthday parties. So he had all these costumes, like bins and bins and bins. So that was half the show. So, guys dressing up like Spider-Man, guys dressing up like Thor, guys dressing up about anime shit that I've never seen before. And it's all these intricate plot lines. But like the Hulk Hogan of the anime convention was Elmo, because it was just the YouTube videos did well, all that shit. And, the best thing to do with Elmo is come out and say this shit is stupid, which is always my job. So there you go. And then he, would give you the rock bottom and the stunner and the Canadian destroyer, which I didn't take, so I'm not a fucking idiot. I'm not taking it from that guy. And it became a meme to my chagrin. And I've not made $1 from it, even though a woman has now painted it. I don't know if it's a woman or not. I think it is. Caden C said, is this a sex thing? I mean, a little bit, kind of. This whole thing is a little bit of a sex thing. Twitter, Mel said, I ran out of coffee. I'm making black tea. Buford said, Yoo-Hoo is not milk. It's chocolate water. So shades of Limp Bizkit. They're best in the glass bottle, and the bars are disappointing. Don't ruin my joy. John Taffer, Sex Cult, said, Almond Joys are the bomb, a man of taste. They're really nice. And Bounty. So those are obscure bars. You know what I'm saying? Nell said, I know so much about Fatty Arbuckle's life purely from watching RJ content. I'm historical, in that regard. Christine said, here's some trombone toots. Gregory said, Yoo-Hoo is great. I found a banana chocolate Yoo-Hoo in Southern Illinois that was so good, and I've never seen it again. Similarly, I've never seen this Yoo-Hoo chocolate bar anywhere but San Diego, of all places. And they didn't even have the Yoo-Hoo drink. Explain your purchasing choices. David said Yoo-Hoo is RJ's kryptonite, and that tells you what a good speller David is. Rod said, Taya Valkyrie was episode 58 of Hey. Holy shit. 2 more weeks and we've done 60 episodes. And we filmed a couple, and they get worse. They get worse and worse. Ty Mello and Sammy Guevara, I really need to have on because I want to talk about the pregnancy. I really, really do. If on the AEW Games channel, I did a sneak peek at Fight Forever and the creator event, and I interviewed. It is like a mini Hey. A lot of people I've had on before, but then Hangman Page, it was my first time talking to him. And I think we'd have a really good Hey. I don't think he's ready for it, but I think we would. I ran into him in the gym a couple times, and now we joke about working out together. Positively E said, there are people in the know about Fatty Arbuckle that aren't currently fossil fuels. Just me. The Fatty Arbuckle contingency has died the fuck out. AKA Baldy just wrote Mauve Beret. Wasn't it nice to be reunited with Arn Anderson again? Arn said that Hey episode is his wife's favorite thing that he's ever done, which works for me. Silver Anon said, I have a nice back. Thank you. Christine said, is Strawberry Yoo-Hoo like Strawberry Quick? Kind of, but not really. David said, those could be all the memes. David said, where's that footage? Oh, go YouTube Elmo Wrestling. There's a bunch of shit going on there. Cesar said, RJ, I saw your documentary, and I decided to grow up to be just like you. And to that, Cesar, I said, good fucking luck. Doesn't get any better. You peak around 15. Christine said, my milk-based beverage knowledge is so limited. Yeah, Yoo-Hoos have not penetrated Canada at all, and I don't think they will. They haven't already. David said, you don't make money from memes. I don't. Or is that a GIF? David, you don't make money from anything online. Look at this racket. Kendi has been a member for 5 months and said, I got my friend obsessed with AEW and Hey EW. Next step is getting her in the chat. Baby steps. Don't enable. Don't peer pressure your friends to enjoy my shit. It's okay. Yo said I should do a live with David soon. I do need to see him. I would love to go to, there's plenty of people I need to see in Nashville. I should do a nice weekend in Nashville. Elle said, so this is what being awake in the morning is like. Elle, this is like the afternoon for me at this point. I've been up since 6. Blue Meanie said, speaking of John Taffer, he created a club in Philly called Pulsations that the Sandman danced at as a Chippendale. Is there any footage of this? Where is the meme of this? Pulsations. That's whether you're going there for food purposes or sexual purposes, the name does not work. You know, if we're going, I just want a sandwich, Pulsation sounds disgusting. If I'm hoping for a blowjob, the name Pulsation still sounds disgusting. I don't want it. I do not want to be involved. A rare misstep by John Taffer. Lady Pam said, over the year mark, she's been a member for 13 months. Holy crap, still strapped on this roller coaster ride. You should strap on a Pulsation. Mike said, the dress shoes and white socks you wore at the games event was a bold choice. I was fucking told by AJ, who often comes in here, that you wear these loafers, these penny loafers, whatever the fuck they're called, with the white socks. This is the look now. And I think because I had my legs crossed in the Fight Forever video and the camera was at such a low angle, made them look worse than they actually are. And I want to apologize on her behalf. Poke Girl said, how long has it been for a live coffee and underwear with guests? I'm trying to think of the last one I had with actual guests. But also, we just put out Hey. That's me talking to, you know, Taya Valkyrie, investigating her career. And it's like, this is now just a solo. This is like a post show of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm with people enough. MS said, you should get Hangman for Hey. Unfortunately, he doesn't have Twitter anymore. B said, Hangman and you had great chemistry. Not as good as you and Cole, but good. But that was my first time even breathing him in. Rob said, if I became gym bros with the Hangman, I consider that alive. I wouldn't say we were gym bros. I'd say we went to the gym in Vegas at the same time, and I would give him a thoughtful nod and then get out of his way. Because he had worked, I was training for aesthetics. He had matches and shit to do. David sent a tribute, and it has a woman banging on the floor saying LOL, which is, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to tell whether David is laughing or crying, and I think it's the beauty of him. Rob said, tell us what you saw and liked at Omega Mart. It was a lot of weird shit, and there's a story and a ba-ba-ba. I was like, all right, I fucking get it. I just want to poke shit. I had a freak out in the strobe room. There's a room that, like, these strobes go off and takes you a picture and project it on the wall. And I was like, oh, this is a horror movie. Some monster comes up behind you and fucks up your shit. And I not go in the room. Rod said, is your mom eventually going to be moved to the animal sanctuary? Probably when she needs a better home. I think it's a good way for her to go. Christine said, if anyone is going to the Hamilton shows, we should do an RJ fan meetup. That sounds like a terrible idea. Molly said, I'd love to run into you, David, and Dalton in Nashville. The AEW editors, the post-production team is in Nashville too, and I want to go and I want to watch them put hay together. They mix the audio. Excuse me, can you make sure that everyone clearly hears me say shit under my breath? That's very important to me. David said, do you make money from that? Sing Apple Peaches Pumpkin Pie, please. What the fuck are you talking about? David, what song is that? I'm just going to make it up. Let's sing Apple Peaches Pumpkin Pie by me. Apple Peaches Pumpkin Pie. That's what I'll eat when I die. When I go, please don't you cry, because I've had Apple Peaches Pumpkin Pie. You got apples and peaches and you put them in the pan, and then you got the pumpkin pie and you mush it in the pan. Then you put it in the oven and you heat it up. That's what I put in my cup. Apple Peaches Pumpkin Pie. That's what I'll eat when I die. And when I go, please don't you cry. I'm having Apple Peaches Pumpkin Pie. I'm gonna die. That's the song. Is that what you wanted? Blue Meanie said Pulsations is the home of the robot from one of the Rocky movies, and he gives blowjobs. Is this what I'm understanding, Blue Meanie? It's a blowjob robot. All this AI shit, it's going to be overtaken. Everyone's in the fucking beauty phase now. Oh, look, I told it to make a meadow, and it made a fucking meadow. Once the blowjob crazed people get a hold of the AI, the game is over. That once that porn community latches on to the capabilities of AI, we will never hear about AI again, unless you go into incognito mode on your Chrome. Only the decent perfects know what I'm talking about. GRB said, what you told Taya Valkyrie about her husband and the effect he had even on straight men, that is exactly my opinion of you as a straight man. Oh my God, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll take it. And I hope Johnny Elite will watch that episode and be proud. I shook his wife's hand because of how attractive he is. You can't lose, as far as I'm concerned. Saeed said, which talent have you met that completely surprised you versus what you knew of them beforehand? That's a wonderful question. Who was I surprised? Well, I'll say Wheeler Yuta, because he just does not talk that much, because he usually just beats the shit out of people. But he's sitting on a lot of knowledge. There's a lot in his head. He's way more eloquent. He just likes to beat the shit out of people more. I understand that. I'm the opposite. David said that was brilliant. Thank you. Everyone loves this song. Gee. Zoel said, I'm adding the pie song to the holiday rotation come Thanksgiving time. Oh, my God. Diana, Darcy, the mail girl, Prince is here. She's listening in. Go watch The Last Drive-In on Shudder. There's wonderful movies. She was in Vegas. She wrote on herself at Dynamite, Norman Fell is all elite, which I'm sure confused a bunch of people. But go enjoy her show. Danhausen was on once, so it needs all the help it can get. David, I read that already. I'm so sorry, everyone. Neil said, blowjob robot, $1 million idea. Isn't that basically just a fleshlight? Do we need to have like a robot, a full robot? And she's left already. Silver said, your improv abilities are beyond my understanding. Yeah, but a great song like that. Rob said, speaking of AI, did you read about the AI that was making a U.S. drone and had a target? And then when the human tried to override the target, then it tried to kill the operator so it could complete the mission. I did. And that's exactly what we all thought AI was going to do. So what the fuck was the military thinking? Have they not read any novel ever about artificial intelligence? By the way, I'm going to plug it again. If you like AI, go watch Mrs. Davis on Peacock. I can't believe I'm recommending a David project. David said, I really surprised you admitted, RJ. Is this about the robot, the blowjob robot? Nail said, someone just replied to my Hey W tweet saying you guys were great. I think they think I'm you. Just passing it along. You know, it's so hard to do a show for wrestling fans. They're not the most, literate. They don't comprehend as much as you want them to. But, gee, we're doing our best. It's the little show that couldn't. David said the strobe room at Omega Mart was terrible. Thank you. I appreciate the concept of Omega Mart, but much like a strip club full of mascots, and apparently the Sandman giving sandwiches and blowjobs is better on paper. Toxic T-Rex said blowjob robots already exist. I work at a sex shop. Then my question is, what are we all doing here? Drop the address of the place. Let's go buy them in bulk, and let's never have to speak to each other again. Amanda said, I love Darcy. She is such a gem. It warms my heart when my worlds collide. Isn't that nice? Rob said, the U.S. military, I've never heard about Skynet. Saeed said, War Games as well with Matthew Broderick. If Matthew Broderick has figured this shit out already, what's your excuse? B13 said, Terminator was right. Nail said, Toxic, does the cult get discounts? Go to Toxic's sex store. You mention my name. You tell them that I sent you. They'll take care of you. Oh my God, Toxic said the store is in Nashville, so you can visit when you meet the post-production team. I'm going to take my editor. What are you guys doing? Lunch and sex robots? Let's go. Zoel said, so is it after the first AI blowjob that's when Skynet becomes self-aware? The AI, I can't believe they haven't figured out how to take over the blowjob industry. I think that would be more powerful to overruling humanity than just shooting people with shit. Killing them is like, then you got all these bodies and it's irritating. If they corner the blowjob demand market, they can get humans to do whatever they want. Seriously. There would be no more war. They would win like this. David wrote a message and then retracted it. Great. That's a good sign. Oh my God. Toxic said, yes, Nails, we do a military discount at the sex shop and we don't ask for proof. So just go into this sex shop in Nashville and tell them I sent you and then salute. And you'll get like 60% off. Nail said, did you show your underwear today asking for a friend, you pervert? No, I did not. Let's look. Let me adjust the camera. They're a hazy blue. I'm so sorry I didn't do this. Let me get the light here. It's like a grayish blue. You see what I'm saying here? They're diesel, which is not my choice, but they fit well. I'm not pro diesel. There's a crack there, and I apologize. All right. There, you get the gist. You happy? See? And, a robot could do this for you, I think, ultimately is my point. Now I'm out of focus. Christine said, I'm going to push my luck and humbly request a hair shakeout. It's a group full of Nashville robot sex shop perverts today. My hair is too short right now, and it gives me that bob. It feels like I have a bob, so I don't enjoy the shakeout as much. But there you go. I hope that works for some of you. Leo said, do you prefer James Corden or Mark Ruffalo? Well, like James Corden, I don't like professionally. Mark Ruffalo, I don't like personally. That's a personal thing that like I had to get off my chest. And I think James Corden's slowly getting the message and starting to fade away. Nobody has informed Mark Ruffalo yet. So I prefer James Corden just because he listens. Rob said, lunch and sex robots. Get that on your shoes, Christine. Blue Meanie said, it's pretty cool that David played the father of Betty Gilpin, who was Liberty Bell in Glow. Isn't this all coming around? And Blue Meanie was in a show called, was it called Nikki? With Toby Huff, who played Artie, the world's strongest man in The Adventures of Pete and Pete, and he was the Wiz on Seinfeld. That's my Blue Meanie trivia for you. Rod said the Matrix reboot with the machines blowing people writes itself. I mean, that's what the movie was, basically. That was the allegory, right? Is that we all want blowjobs from machines? Rob said, we know who the real hammer is. There's no Valentine in sight. Jesus, Rob. Blue Meanie said, slap a BWO logo on them. I should get some BW. Who owns that? WWE owns that logo now? Son of a bitch. Leo said, the shorter hair looks better. Thank you. B said, no robot can do what RJ does. I've never done one of those before. Positively E said, military deserves cheap copies of Blue Boy magazine. Bro Sapphire said, my girlfriend said the shakeout has Matt Hardy vibes. I don't know how to take that. I will say Matt Hardy said he will come back on the show just to get Jeff Hardy on the show. I don't think that he doesn't want to do it separately. He says, I want to come on and just watch Jeff. He'll probably tell Jeff it's just a normal interview. Gina said, this has been amazing today. I will never talk about AI again without thinking of today. Good. We should be thinking of this stuff. This is critical thinking. Amanda said, I have 115 hours in the new Zelda. Do you ever play those? Zelda is boring as fuck. I don't give a shit about Link or that princess or the old top view of the forest. Too much forest and shit. Too much Robin Hood felt outfits and too many little knives. I could not care less. Rod said, so they filmed a 4th season of Glow and we will never see it? Yeah, I think the pandemic cut it short and then they just cut their losses and now there's just no time to get it back on track. It's a shame. Blue Meanie said, Drew Carey was in my episode of Nikki as well. Yeah, I don't give a shit about Drew Carey. I kicked his ass in Celebrity Family Feud. I care about Toby Huff. Nell said, I'd wear fuck Mark Ruffalo shoes. MSRT said, Mac just watching Jeff on the show. That should be interesting. V said, I would love to see how AEW with Jeff Hardy goes. Sean said, honestly, a low-key good Zelda take. Thank you. Rob said, I hope when you have the Hardys on, I hope Ethan Page is dressed as a butler behind them. That poor prick. Talk about karma. He's going to be jumping off roofs now. It's a shame. Positively, he said, Jeff interviews probably have Marilyn Manson vibes. I don't want to take that in any kind of way. I'm just going to leave that there. Poe Girl said, I want them to bring Riven and Mist back. Oh, yeah, let's go all deep into the Hardy Boy characters. Candy said, I miss being able to play Paperboy. I love that game as a kid. Paperboy has a good arcade game, too, where you would steer the bike. Positively, he said, the best thing about Zelda is Link's different colored tunics. My, that sounds like an exciting video game. Jay said, I don't care about Zelda, but my last rabbit was named Epona. I chose to keep her name and later found out she was named after the horse from Zelda, and that's why she was so boring. Rod said, if Nails gets Sebastian as her divorce lawyer, she'll take him for everything. What the fuck are we even talking about anymore? Jesus. Christine said, everybody plays video games for the tunics, right? Yep. I will say, I did play Fight Forever. I played Orange Cassidy. There's no footage of it. But I played as Paul White. And then I played the exploding barbed wire match. I was so nervous because I just think, oh my God, is the game going to be bad? And then we have to pretend it's good. It's everything that it promised to be. It's very no mercy. It's a simple game, and then it gets deep and deep and deep and deep. And I'm probably going to be playing it for a very long time. Silver said, what's your favorite video game of all time? It's a game for Game Gear. It's The Majors. I love that game so much. I played it more than any other game. Otherwise, like every THQ wrestling game, probably. Human Avenger said, hey, good morning, guys. Also, goodbye. Yeah, we're pretty much done here. Rod said, how's Danhausen's posture in the game? He's not in the game yet. You have to get the season pass or some shit. I don't know how that works. Saeed said, can we get RJ as DLC for Fight Forever? Yeah, just ask me. I'll hook it up. Don't worry about it. You know, in career mode, this is what fucking bothers me. There's a talk show in the game, and it's just a generic ass host. They couldn't put my face on it. Couldn't give the guy a fucking ponytail or some shit. Would it have killed you? Bro said Game Gear. I haven't heard anyone mention that device in decades. Everyone's complimenting my video game taste. Human Avenger said, I know there's an elite version of the game. There should be a delete version of the game. Well, I think you should just pull it out and throw it against the wall. I think that's the way it works. You get multiple Matt Hardys, apparently. Anyway, I think that's been the show for today. CBD's not said the writing wouldn't have been up to par. I know they should have got me to write the game. Mia said, I start my work schedule, my new work schedule tomorrow. I already hate it. Well, work sucks. It's what you have to do. Leo said, you kind of burnt your bridges with the virtual basement video game guys. Those guys were fucking weird. They were just weird online. And then it's like, oh, are you mad at me? I'm like, no, you're the weird people. Liam said, loving the intro, the TV show intros, The Odd Couple and Alice were wonderful. I did love that Alice song. Nell said, I think making you film in front of the AEW logo was cruel too. It was a slap in my face. Anyway, that is the show. Thank you to everybody. Oh my God, Andrea is here now for the fucking 2 seconds I'm leaving. Well done. Trish, thank you for hanging in the whole time. That's a real less. She's probably just lowered her volume and is just watching TV or reading a book or something. But God bless you. That is the show. I will see everybody soon. In the meantime, if you haven't already, if you have, go watch it again. AEW with Taya Valkyrie, La Buena Loca, and see how many people we can insult. The whole ballet community we put on notice. Go watch, go like, go share, go tell everyone about it. And there will be more shit to come. All right, let's get a final look at these huckleberries as I spin. There we go. Isn't that nice? And in the meantime, Godspeed and God bless.